What's going on, guys? Davis here. Of course, most of y'all do know me as that For the Nismo. This clearly is a bit of a different style upload than I'm usually doing, but I kind of wanted to give y'all a update on where I'm at with the channel, as well as kind of an itinerary for 2024 of my video ideas, as well as what's going to be happening with the cars, and just overall what the plans are. Additionally, I am considering making some changes to the channel, and I want to get your feedback on them, as well as try and figure out what videos y'all liked best this year, what you want to see more of, and honestly what y'all weren't fans of. I'm also, you can kind of tell, I'm filming in a new location now, and I finally have my own garage, so I get to work on the cars whenever I want, film whatever I want. It's all brand new to me. And so I've spent the past month or two cleaning it up, and I'm ready to kind of show it off and give y'all a tour. You will see off to the side, I have bought a third car now, and I'll be doing a reveal video on that soon, but that's why you'll see something you're not quite used to, and let's get into it. So before I go ahead and give y'all the full garage tour, I kind of want to get into the main purpose of this video, which is to update y'all on what's going on with the channel and to kind of give some context about what might be happening soon. And the biggest change this year is that I think I need to change the channel name. And the reasoning for that is I'm coming up on 5 years with that car next year, and I've done a lot to it. I've enjoyed the car for the past 4 years, but I don't want to say it's getting old, but I'm interested in trying something new. I don't think I'll be selling that anytime soon, honestly, but even if I don't sell it, my channel is changing. I'm making content about insights, I'm making all types of different stuff, which I didn't think I was originally going to do when I created this channel. I first made this channel because when I got this car at 17, I didn't have the money to pay someone to fix it, and I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't even know how to change a tire. And I learned simply by watching YouTube videos. And I remember at one point, I had to do something, and no one had made a video on it. And I was like, what in the world, what do I do here? And it was so simple. I think it was just like wiring LED underglow, something like that. And no one had done a video, and so I finally figured it out on my own. It was like, you know what, I'm gonna make the video for the next guy who's confused just like I was. And then it kind of snowballed, and I liked hearing the feedback. I liked knowing that I was helping people out, and that's why 4 years later I've continued making these tutorials. That being said, I have no idea what I want to name the channel. Not a clue. My online gaming name, I always go by Horizon. And I thought about like Horizon Garage or Horizon Performance, something like that, but I'm honestly not that big a fan of either of those. And I kind of wanted to get your feedback because I'm totally at a loss, but I want to be able to rebrand before, let's say I blow up next week and go viral or something like that. I want to be able to change the channel before I get too big, if that were to happen even. But that should be kind of the main topic of this video and the big change of this year. But I also do want to kind of branch out and change some of the video styles and kind of tell you what to expect more of, what to expect less of. Let's start off with less. I'm probably going to be making a lot less insight content. I might do one last overall restoration video, probably half hour of all the compilation clips I've got from when I did that restoration. But I was well aware when I started making videos there was not going to be many people watching them because there's so few of those left and there's so few owners. Most people don't care about them, understandably, and so there's going to be a lot less of that. I think I will do more kind of casual style videos, such as like vlogging a car show or vlogging cars and coffee or POV drive videos, just road trips, stuff like that, to kind of branch out, because at the moment all I really do is tutorials, and as I get older and have a professional career, I don't have time to be making tutorial videos to save $50. Now I'm at a point where it's more it makes more sense for me to pay someone to do a small install than it does for me to do it myself to save the money. And additionally, as far as street racing videos, a lot of y'all figured or found my channel from all the racing videos I made, and I still want to do that. I still obviously love racing, but where I live now, there's no good spot to race. Where I used to live in Augusta, there was a couple roads like in the middle of nowhere. You could get runs in, probably do up to like 150 pulls, just in the middle of nowhere, endangering no one, in the middle of the night, not bothering anyone. But here, I live in a much more populated area, and it's just too busy. There's no safe spot. So I haven't posted a racing video in over a year that I actually took part in. And of course, these are all closed course and off the record races. But I'm also considering taking this Z on the Nismo on a road trip, maybe going to ZCon, Tail of the Dragon, something like that. I thought a POV driving video would be a good content idea, shall we say. And I've thought about kind of giving y'all a price breakdown of what it's cost me for the car, what the mods have run me, what I would buy again, what I wouldn't buy again, and just a general overview of what it really costs to have this hobby. Additionally, more video ideas would be, you can't see it, but I bought a car, a third car, which I've been parting out recently. So I was thinking about making a video on the profitability of parting out a car and how to find one that will be profitable and to basically make it reasonable on your end. Then I would want to do a kind of a best mods for your Z kind of video that would obviously tell you what I'd recommend as beginner mods are and what I wish I knew before I bought my Z, such as basically a 370Z buyer's guide, just to give you every single thing you need to know. And then I would like to potentially branch out into painting, because this Z paint, I mean, it's 10 years old, 80,000 miles, it's chipped, it's just getting bad. And as much as I am that red Nismo, I love dark blue. Dark blue is my favorite color on any car. I'll put a picture on screen of a dark blue Nismo, which is perfect in my eyes. But the more I look into it, it's about in the range of 5 to 10 for a fantastic paint job. And I don't have the money for that yet. And I would be interested in learning to paint. And so I might do some videos on that, me learning how to paint, kind of tips for a beginner. And honestly, it's not like I'm going to be a professional. It would be kind of a POV of me learning. Additionally, I would consider wrapping the Honda, the daily, and that also kind of goes hand in hand. I might paint it, I might wrap it. We'll figure that out as we go. But one last thing is I'm considering making a couple of products this year. I do have a phone mount in my Z. It won't work if you have the navigation or the tech package on your Nismo, but if you don't have that, you have that little cubby, of course. And what I've done is I sourced a magnet, which I put inside the cubby. You unscrew the plastic and it goes right in there. And I put a little phone magnet on the back of my phone case. And so when I get in the car, I just put it right in the cubby. It stays right there. You can't even tell that anything's changed. And every time someone sees it, they're like, what in the world is that? So I might offer that kit soon. If I do, check the description. There will be a link there to get in contact with me to place that order. There is also another thing I'm interested in, which is doing some 3D printing for custom pieces. For example, the V1 front bumper, you need that large plastic under shroud that goes at the very bottom of the bumper. You absolutely need it. It is, I think, $1,000 new from Nissan. There's no way around it. You have to have that. But $1,000 for a plastic piece, like, come on. I've thought about scanning that and trying to see if I can have someone print that, but it's a huge piece, so that's kind of on the iffy side of whether that'll happen or not. Additionally, I've said additionally 10 times, but I am also considering changing out the plastic pieces on the side of the V1 bumper. I'll show a picture in a moment, and making replacement ones for those out of 3D printed ABS or something like that. because Nissan charges a crazy amount for them. And one last thing is that I would want to try and offer touch-up paint for the OEM Nismo wheels, because at the moment no one makes it. It's hyper silver. Apparently it's really hard to match, so I'm sure that's probably why no one does it, but I'm going to look into that. And also the Nismo Recaro seats that I have in the Nismo from a Nissan Juke, I had to buy basically $2,000 worth of Recaro brackets, because you have to pay Recaro for the bracket, and then you have to pay a crazy amount to get them shipped from all the way from Europe here. And I'm considering making a custom bracket, which would be significantly cheaper, and I would water jet it, or CNC of course, cut that out and then have that welded together, and then I would paint it and sell them separately. But that's going to be it for kind of the channel update. And so I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what my plans are for the Nismo this year, as well as give y'all a garage update and tour. So of course, to start, we're going to go with the car that most of y'all know me for and are going to be most interested in. At the moment, I don't want to say I'm done with this car, but every mod that really is attainable to me, both financially and physically at the moment, is kind of done. I bought the car, it was already full bolt-on, so it had Motordyne arc pipes, Motordyne shockwave exhaust, as well as Z1 intakes, and it was already tuned. So for an NA car, there's not much more to do. I did want to originally swap to long tube headers to port the manifolds upper and lower, and then retune for E85 so I could do flex fuel. But where I live now, E85 is just not an option. It's so hard to find that the benefit of E85 would far outweigh the challenge it would be for me to acquire it. So that is kind of where I'm at the moment. I did go ahead and install the PPE long tube headers back in July, of course filming this now on January 2024, and I'm really happy with them, but I've not retuned yet, so I would consider doing that and retuning. That is still, of course, on the chopping block as for things to do. I am going to be making a video soon on doing a radiator replacement, as I just need to get that done. Mine's been leaking for a little over 3 years. Actually, no, it's been leaking since I bought the car, and it's finally time to just kind of rip it out and, let's say, fix the issue once and for all. I'm also considering on redoing the headlights, opening them up, and putting a clear side marker here instead of the amber one. Some people say go black housing, which I think I am going to do. I'm going to buy a set of those, but I also want to open these up because I'm a fan of the silver, with the silver headlight, silver wheel, I don't know if you can see it, but of course silver door handle and silver side marker. I just think it all ties together well, and personally the black, I think it looks great, but I also think it looks a bit out of place combined with all the other silver accents. But from there, I also want to basically do a full interior kind of refreshing, shall we say. So I would like to add tweeters, do a speaker upgrade, because I do not have the Bose system, as well as I want to do a doubled-in radio and a reverse camera. I'll do sound deadening in the rear, as I've had the trunk gutted for close to 3 years now. I took it out once to find a rattle, and I never found the rattle, but it stopped, and I was like, screw it, you know, I'm not putting the trunk back in. And so I've drove with the car gutted for as long as I can remember now, and I think it's probably time to get that put back in there. But other than that, I think I'm mostly done for now. Boosting the car, something I'd love to do in the far future, but really I just simply don't have the money for it. Even if I did have the money for it, I don't have the time to install a kit myself, and quite frankly, I don't have the knowledge to do that. I would love to, but it's just such a big job that I feel like I get a bit in over my head, and I don't know, just you know what I mean? It's something I would consider down the line, but for the moment we're gonna have to stay NA, but if I do move elsewhere, I wanna move to Charlotte soon, I'll definitely be going to E85. So of course, this is the daily driver, my 2000 5-speed Honda Insight. There is not really much for me to do to this car since it is the daily, but once I do have the Nismo completely sorted as far as reliability and kind of the other mods I want to do, I will be doing a bit of a restoration on this. Of course, after 23 years, the brake lines are beginning to corrode, so I had to fix that issue a couple months ago, and it's not running as well because the catalytic converters unfortunately have rusted out. I do have a second set available, so I'm going to go ahead and install those, and at the moment I'm only getting around 55 miles to the gallon, whereas these typically can get around 70 or so if you do have the CATs and the O2 sensors running perfectly, which of course I don't have at the moment. But other than that, K-swap would be nice. Eventually I'd love to do that, but it's just similar to boosting the Z. It's just not in my budget at the moment. And for now, I think I just want to keep it kind of an OEM plus look and try and get this as clean as possible for a all-around daily driver. But I'm going to go ahead and show you all the things that need to be done to it, as well as give you all just a general walk around. So like I said, there are a couple things I have to get done to this. I did fully restore the headlights and re-cleared them just a couple months ago, but I did not check the kind of weather sealing, and so this one started to condensate, which of course is not ideal, so I'm gonna have to take that apart again. I would like to restore the wheels, as I see some guys, they just have a perfectly silver wheel, but I think my previous owner just did not ever wash these, so the grime is just caked up in there and you can't remove it. I've tried claying, I've tried iron remover, they're just a lost cause really. The suspension is totally rusted out, but I do have a new set of that, so I'll be putting that in. Right over here, this originally was a black rubber trim, which has kind of flaked off and is now just exposed metal. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this black, as well as the mirror surround right there. Of course, the rear wheel, I need to redo that. I will put new vinyl strips here. I'm gonna make a video on that. I was able to restore the rear bumper trim by using a heat gun. I don't know how long it will last, but a little bit is a lot better than how it was before. Additionally, unfortunately, I did break my spoiler off the other day. I backed into the garage door when it was wide open, but the common loose spoiler rattle, I already had that before, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. For now, my trunk latch does not open. Most people say what you need to do is bypass the corroded sensor. So that's what I did right there. You can see that green wire with the crimp, bypassed it, it still won't work. And I figured out that the driver's side connector also corrodes, just not many people talk about that. So I'm gonna swap out that wiring harness, as well as redo the trim here and the mirror finish right here. But other than that, we're honestly kind of done, since it is just the daily. But that's that. One last cosmetic thing, there's tons of just nicks and scratches and all that all around the car after 23 years. So I'm gonna go ahead and touch up basically all those. I've already got touch-up paint, and what I'm gonna do is use a needle and syringe to try and get that as best as possible. There's a video from Ammo NYC who talks about that, and I'm thinking about wrapping the roof black, as my clear coat is just too far gone beyond saving. And if that goes well, we might as well wrap the whole car. But front end is totally scratched up from, I don't even know what. But I might swap the rear or the front hood emblem, since these are discontinued, with a Honda Fit emblem or an EP3 Civic Type R red hood emblem. So as we enter the garage, essentially over here is just all detailing items. So I've got my car wash buckets up there, microfiber towels, interior and exterior detailing supplies. I kind of have some miscellaneous stuff like iron remover, engine degreaser, as well as other fluids like brake fluid, just general stuff like that. I got an oil mat down there, as well as kitty litter in case there is another oil spill that does overflow, and I have the jacks down below along with the jack stand right here. I might move those over to the other side of the garage, still debating on that. Right there, all those wood boards, those are what I use to pull the car onto, basically so I can get better ground clearance for the floor jack to get under there, since the car is so low. Otherwise it'll just hit right into the side skirts before it actually reaches the jack point. Right up here, just some more detailing items, and then this is a rack for anything I'm planning on painting soon or kind of doing custom work on. So from there, the Nismo banner. This is something I bought probably around 2 years ago, and obviously I bought it just because I had the Nismo Z and I thought it was cool, but it kind of became more than just the banner. I decided that whenever I got my first garage, that was gonna be the first thing I put up, and sure enough, here we are now, and it's kind of like a reminder of where I started out, if that makes sense. Got the V1s here, considering putting those on a different section of the garage, but for now, that'll do. This mirror, the landlord that I rent from, she had that in here, and honestly, can't fit it in either car to get rid of it, so I think it's just a good little piece. Right now, this is where the toolbox will be. So I've got all my impact and DeWalt electrics down below, and then 1/2 inch here with torque wrenches, 3/4 inch and 1/8 up top, and then some more miscellaneous items like hammers, mallets, brake cleaner, and any fluids I'll need. Then over here, obviously a bit messy at the moment, but this will be my desk. And then this is where I'm keeping cardboard in case I need to ship an item. And this, of course, will be reorganized once I get a chair. The to-do list, this is just a general reminder of what I need to do as I come on in here, just so I don't get lost and carried away. Up top, up there, there are lots of wood planks because there is an apartment overhead, and this is where I'm doing part storage of just general stuff I don't need. All over the floor here, but it goes over on that side. You can see some parts up there, and it all across the other side. I have it as well. The Christmas lights were my kind of DIY extra lighting solution, but it's honestly working really well, and I love how it looks. So moving on, of course, you saw me. It's going to be my filming chair, essentially, just where I sit down. It's an easy place to relax and then plug in to the outlet right there. Got some general stuff that needs wiring up here, just a little bit of trash. Some more part storage up there. This is going to be my storage for any Z parts I'm selling. I've honestly sold most of the stuff at the moment, but this is generally all Z items on the left-hand side. This is more miscellaneous, so I've got a spare tire down there, coolant, funnels, oil, just all random stuff. Electrical on that level. This is basically DIY items, tape, nails, nuts, bolts, all that stuff. Up top is electric power tools and some kind of mats to lay on in case you're rolling around on the ground under the car, as well as my filming equipment and just spring compressors. Extra part storage is up top, and then these are all based on my Honda. This is extra storage here, and then this is where I've got my scale as well as packaging items for when I'm doing part outs. Behind this is the new car. Can't show it quite yet, but I will be releasing a video on that next week, and I look forward to hearing y'all's feedback about that. But like I said, it's been a great year. I'm really thankful for kind of all the support I've had. I never thought I'd be here, even though I'm at 1,500 subscribers, but I did hit 1 million channel views this year, which is crazy. You know, I definitely didn't expect that to happen. But also, just at the start of this year, January 2nd, 2024, I believe, I did finally get monetized. So I'm very happy to announce that. I'm not sure how much I'll be making, of course, probably like $10 a month, but it's better than nothing. And once again, I just wanted to say thanks for watching and thanks for all the support. See ya.
I think you're good now because you kind of moved it.
Yeah.
That way.
Dude, this is fucking awful.
Get used to it.
I can't talk.
You're good. Get used to it.
Dude, this is like, I want to kill myself.
Come on, Davis. We need that YouTube money.
Dude, this is, we do need that YouTube check. Things that need to be done to it, as well as give y'all just a general walk around. What the fuck am I saying? Dude, like, it's awful. Especially. Fuck me, boy.